Yeah, let the choir sing, call a prayer, sons of Abraham have fallen where testaments rejected, offerings, fast women, money is accepted, guys forgot their lessons, trying to keep my...
Undisputed Boxing TV, Ajknowzboxing, right here with the world-renowned trainer Joel Diaz. How's everything going?
Everything's going great, thank God, man. We're here and busy like always.
Like always.
We're here in Texas like always, man. I was in New York all last week for Felix Diaz's fight at Barclays.
Oh, man.
Now I'm back in Texas with Diego Magdaleno.
Oh, man. Are you still training Omar Figueroa?
No, not at the time. He's back at home.
Oh, he's back at home. Okay, because I know he has a big fight coming up. But I had a few questions I really wanted to ask you since you were one of the few trainers that have beaten Pacquiao. I just wanted to know, like, what type of training, like, because I know Timothy Bradley trains very hard. What type of training did Timothy Bradley go through to beat a Pacquiao?
Well, the thing is, Manny Pacquiao is a very intense fighter. Manny Pacquiao, we have shared the ring twice with Manny Pacquiao, and Tim Bradley, he was in there and prepared himself really, really well. I mean, at his best. Because if you want to fight a Manny Pacquiao, you got to be at your best. You cannot procrastinate. You cannot even leave anything behind. You got to be 100% physically and mentally to get in that ring with Manny Pacquiao.
Oh, man. And honestly, from my opinion, I felt like Timothy Bradley won the first fight. I know most people, they got something to say about that. And who do you have for the fight? Like, who do you think is going to win between Mayweather and Pacquiao?
If I can break it down to you, I got Mayweather. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that Mayweather will win this fight because Mayweather will always be in control of the fight. I mean, if I do my analysis of the fight, and this is my analysis and my opinion, I just think Mayweather is going to get in that ring, and he's going to dictate the pace of the fight. He's going to do whatever it takes to win that fight at the end of the night.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, regardless of what anybody thinks, he will secure that win regardless. Manny Pacquiao is a tough opponent. He is a tough fighter, has a lot of power and a lot of speed. But Mayweather's defense will execute that in a way. Manny Pacquiao is going to come and throw a lot of punches, but he's going to miss the majority of them.
Yeah, we know that.
Mayweather's going to be in there using a great defense and a great strategy because he is very accurate with punches when he throws. You saw when he fought Robert Guerrero, he's very accurate with the right hand. When he shoots that right hand, he is very accurate. Now, Manny Pacquiao is reckless when he steps in. When he lunges in there to unload his punches, he throws a jab and drops his left. And that's the reason why Marquez timed that punch and caught him. Another thing, Manny Pacquiao is a natural welterweight. He's a bigger man. He's a bigger man, and I just think that Mayweather's going to be in the ring. If Mayweather feels that he's going to jeopardize his undefeated record, he's going to pick and move, and do enough to win a decision and put the round in his pocket. Now, if Mayweather feels that he can dominate Manny Pacquiao in one way, and he feels that he can stand in front of him and fight him, he is going to put in some action. Other than that, he's going to do whatever it takes just to, put rounds in his pocket and win the decision.
Okay. And before I let you go, I have to ask you about Timothy Bradley and his future, because we seen the robbery that happened with Diego Chavez. What is Tim Bradley planning on doing if there's any plans? Because I heard some rumors about him fighting K9 Bundridge, stepping up to 154 pounds. I just want to know what's going on with Timothy.
Honestly, I can tell you, we don't know what's going on with Bradley right now. He started training last week. He came back to the gym, and we've been training. And every day, when we come to the gym, when we all gather together, we talk about who's the next opponent. And the only thing he says, Coach, I don't know. They've offered Jesse Vargas. They've offered at first when we first started camp. It was even before Miguel Cotto signed with the Rock Nation.
Yeah.
There was talks about him and Cotto at 154. And we said, okay, we'll take the fight, no problem. And then Miguel Cotto took another route. So then they started mentioning Alfonso Gomez. They started mentioning Jesse Vargas. And then, honestly, I really don't know. I just spoke to his father today from over here from Texas, and he said, I don't know, Coach. They're mentioning Sean Porter, but I don't think that. I mean, I really, honestly, I don't know. As soon as I get back Monday, we should have something. But up to now, we don't have an opponent. We don't know who we're fighting.
Okay, so he's not. So you're not sure if he's gonna jump up to 154 or just stay at 147, because isn't Vargas is a 140 pounder, so I'm not. That's kind of weird for Vargas to be moving up, but well, that's all I really have to ask you right now. Besides, is there any fights that you want to promote or any upcoming fights?
Bro, I have a question about Diego Magdaleno. I know he's on the undercard of the Crawford fight. Can you give us a little bit of insight, like what he's coming to do, how do you prepare for the fight, and what's he looking to do?
Well, Diego Magdaleno, he had a great camp. Diego Magdaleno is a fighter that he has a lot of discipline. He trains hard. He's a well-rounded fighter, very smart, very skillful. We worked in this camp a little bit more on sitting on his punches a little more, adding a little more power on his punches, and his mind in his fight is coming in with a very smart approach. Against Solis. I know Solis is a tough kid. We've been in the ring with Solis before. He's very tough, and I just think that Diego is ready to take the next step to a world championship anytime. I'm looking forward to see Diego before the end of the year getting another world championship opportunity.
Yeah. What fighter are you looking for Jesse to get by the end of this year against him?
I would really like. I would really like for Diego to look forward to a Rocky Martinez. Rocky Martinez just beat Salido. Diego and Rocky had fought before, and at that time he wasn't with me, and I went back and I saw the fight, and I think it was a very close fight. But I just think that talking to Diego didn't have the proper training, the proper sparring. He didn't have the adequate training. I think to get.
As I was saying, is there any other fighters we should be looking out for coming out of your camp?
Well, I got Diego De La Hoya, who's a rising superstar, with 9-0, 6 knockouts, and he's making a lot of noise right now in the 122-pound division.
And what about Jesse, Diego's brother? I know his fight got canceled, and he's going to be fighting May 1st.
Yeah, him too. That guy's a superstar also. He's a superstar in the making.
Who's he looking to fight in the near future?
Well, he wants to fight everybody at 122 pounds. Leo Santa Cruz, Abner Mares at 126. He'll fight anybody at 122, 126. It doesn't matter. That guy will take on anybody.
And hold on, I have to ask him this because this is a good question. Because since he's a great trainer, I want to know, how would you train a fighter to face Mayweather?
To beat Mayweather?
Yeah, how would you train a fighter to beat Mayweather? Since you got one of the top 147 pounders.
If I was to train a fighter to fight Mayweather,
yeah.
I would have to train him to go forward. And if you really want to beat Mayweather, you're gonna have to go and try to corner him as much as you can. And you're gonna have to take a few punches. You're gonna have to take a few good shots, but you're gonna have to be on him, like Miguel Cotto did when Miguel Cotto fought him. Like Maidana did,
Yeah.
It's just that Maidana just, was throwing a lot of wild punches and he was missing a lot. But if you can have a fighter that can take a punch, has great stamina, great conditioning to go 12 rounds nonstop, and willing to take up a heavy punch, I mean, that's the way I would train him, because in order to be Mayweather, you cannot give Mayweather distance. You cannot, keep your space between you and Mayweather, because he'll pick you apart. You're going to have to make it a dogfight, but a dogfight, picking the right shots, not just unloading and missing a lot of punches.
And you don't see that. So you don't see Tim fighting Mayweather down the line. Because I seen a couple interviews with Tim, and Tim's like, he don't even know what to do to beat Mayweather. But you don't see that ever happening, because that's one of the major fights, I think.
If Diaz will fight Mayweather, I think it will be a fight more of a strategy.
Mm-hmm.
It will be a fighter more of a strategy. But Tim Bradley, he's slick. He has a great defense, good movement. It will be a fight more of a strategy type.
Mm-hmm.
It will be a fight more like a chess game, and more of a thinking game.
And that's the fights I like to see, personally. But Johnny, you have anything you want to ask him? Because I don't want to hold him up. I know he's training on the West Coast. I know you got a lot of things you're doing.
I know you also have Victor Ortiz with you. Do you have any plans for him in the near future too?
You know what? Victor Ortiz just had a surgery on one of his hands. He fractured his wrist on the left fight, and he's right now he's going through therapy, but he should be back pretty soon. And I want to get Victor back up there in the mix, so he could be in the circle of the elite fighters. So maybe he'll be back pretty soon, within the next couple months.
If Berto's in the mix, I guarantee Victor could get in the mix anytime. Great fighter.
Oh, definitely.
Definitely. I need to see that rematch. Hopefully it could go a little bit differently this time. We got to see it. But I think that's it, man. I appreciate the interview. Undisputed Boxing TV. I'm with my boy Johnny, Joel Diaz. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, sir.
All right, no problem.
Thanks, bro.
All right.
No problem. Have a good night, guys.
All right.
You too.
You too.